folks. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Hope I got some volume here today. It looks like I do. Welcome in. Let's see. It's the wrong thing for you to look at. You want to look at my daily paycheck. Here we go. It's coffee run with John here on a Wednesday. It's a hump day, which means we're playing some hybrid stuff today. So far in the reboot, we are 12-4, and again, pretty much every day we're buying it for 5K. Looking to squeak 500 bucks out of that if we can, using the bankroll as our leverage, right? And what I'm doing though is every day playing a different style, just to, I don't want to say prove, but show that, you know, all the ways can win, all the ways can probably lose too. There's no consistency here in going every day with the same thing, right? It's just going to try the best ways we know to play each different style. So right now we are what? We're 12-4. We're up a few $1,000. We actually got planked the other day for about what, $3,200 bucks. So lost half our bankroll in one day because I made a dumb decision. I actually didn't stick with my plan, which is part and parcel of why I do well normally. Anyway, here we go. Let's get after it. Let me turn the light on. Let's get the table going, and let's do a hybrid run today. And I was thinking, pardon me, later on, we're gonna do a little hybrid this versus that sort of thing. Show you a couple of ideas. There's so many different hybrids out there that we can play. And I think, you know, the general idea with a hybrid of any kind is to sort of put something on the don't that's gonna kind of be the protector, if you will, for your place bets, right? And I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm like, what should I do for Wednesday? Because we've been doing a lot of Jacob stuff. I'll do his stuff later on. I was thinking about the like the iron T with the don't. I was thinking about doing a duck and cover with the don't. And the more I think about it, I want to try and do a little drawdown from the don't. And here's what I'm going to do with it. We're going to do a little 640 across drawdown. I'm going to do it at a smaller level. We'll probably do it twice. Maybe 900 is the better level. I think, let's do 900. No, let me think about this. Yeah, we'll do 900. We'll do 900 hours. We'll do a 900 hour, 100 hours change. And 900 looks like 150 per number. Nice and simple. Okay. Let's get that all out there. So 153, 456, 550, and there's the 900. Okay. There's our 900 bucks, right? So it's $900 out there. And on the don't pass, what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to put $250 on the don't. There's 100, there's 500. There's 250 to the don't, 250 to my rack. Now that number is going to become, I think, significant. It may be wrong. It may be the wrong number. We'll find out. What I'm thinking though is after the first drawdown, we should be out of the hand. Instead of it being 2, it'll be 1. If I can survive the come out, this number here might be too small. We'll find out. Let's do it. Let's do a roll and see what happens. Here we go. The Crapsy's on. Crapsy is on. Let's move that down here. Let's get that out the way. Let's get my dice, and we're gonna use those purple Casino Tiers dice again. And let's get after this thing, shall we, guys? Let's do it. Let's do it. A little Dallas drawdown, but from the don't. From the don't. Little hybrid play here. A little bit of protection. And again, I'm not fully protected, but there's a reason for it. Here we go. It'll take a little bit of math to get us through. We got an ace deuce on the come out. That is pretty awesome. 250. I'm going to keep that aside. I'm going to, of course, take the win. I'm going to keep it aside. It's part of our profit, but I want to have a discussion about this separate from that win that we just got. It's an important thing. I mean, the win is the win, right? We need the wins all the time. But I don't want that to distract the numbers from what's about to happen if I catch a number. You'll see what I mean. I'm talking in circles here, but you'll see what I mean. Here we go. Let's catch a point, Johnny boy. Let's catch a point. We got a 9. It looks like a 5 there and a 4 there. All right. Let's do that. Let's do this. 5, 4. Mark it up. All righty. 5, 4. Now what's going to happen? Hopefully we get a hit, and we'll bring all this down here, and then we'll check our levels. All right, here we go. Let's go 1, 1. The $900 drawdown is not the greatest. It's kind of, it gets you to a weird spot. Here we go. Oh boy, 325. That neither dice hit the back wall. That would probably get yelled at for that. But we will happily take the result, right? 325. Come on, Crapsy. All right, 3-2. Okie doke. So the 5 with 150 is going to pay 210, which is pretty nice. Okay. Now let's bring it all down. Right. Let's bring down. Drawdown wants me to bring half of it down. Okay. Which leaves me out there with. Let's put those blacks there. 450. Right. 150, 300, 450. So what we're going to do with the 450 is we have to kind of tinker a little bit with these things because we're going to actually be 330 inside. So I'll have to do this right here. We'll do 330 inside. I'll do it with like this. So 3 units here, 330 inside. There's the cap. There's the cap. This is coming away, by the way. It's 450. 330 with 50 bucks on the 4 and 10. That's 430. Okay. Remember, I had 450 out there. So I'll take 20 bucks and change, okay? So it's 330, 430 across is what we're gonna draw down. It's kind of a pain in the ass drawdown. I wouldn't do that except at night. Now, I want you to look at this. We start out with 900 bucks, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 650, 675 coming back, right? Normally you would say, well, we had 900, we have 675 back, which means we have whatever, $225 at risk. Normally on roll 2, you're at risk for 225, right? Here on roll 2, we're clean, right? With 250 down here in the don't, we're clean because you can take this 675, 80 bucks plus 250. That's your 900 bucks. So we're actually out of the hand here in roll 2 by making it a little bit of a hybrid, by surviving a roll and not buckshotting our point. That's 2 rolls you got to sweat. Now roll 2 is completely free, right? Normally on roll 2, I could burn a little bit, a third of my bankroll. Here today, I can't. So by hybridizing the drawdown with a smaller don't than you think you probably need, you protect yourself on roll 2. It's kind of a forward-thinking thing. I don't know if I love it, of course, but I was thinking about it over coffee this morning. So let's do it like this. So here we go. Nothing bad can happen here other than we hit a 9. Here we go. But even then, I had the 9 covered up here, so it's fine. There's a 6. It's a 4-2. 4-2-6. I'll put that in, 4-2. And we golden, right? There's the 4-2-6. That'll pay $105. And we can be done. We can take all this down, and we can even lock up the don't. Okay, we can let the don't pass write itself out. Let's take a look at our profit and see what number we're at. 1, 2, 300, 400. In green. We're going to look at our profit level and see where we are and make a play or not play decision. There's the 400. So we have 525 working its way back. If I take what I already had in profit, again, I'm leaving the 250 that we won on the first roll out of the whole conversation. It matters, but for the purposes of quote unquote paycheck play, let's leave it aside. We'll take a black chip for those greens. And here we are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is $1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our bankroll coming back. That's our starting bankroll back in the rack. There's 3 purples there. Okay, that recovers our 5,000, which means we've got a weird amount of profit. We've got, it looks like I've only got 90 or $65 of profit. But that's also ours, right? We had the 250 here too. So we had 300 bucks in profit, which makes sense, right? The one hit we had 210, the one hit we had 105, right? So we're out with this. I can pull the don't, yeah? Or I can go put 200 bucks on this 9, right? And let it just run. That's gonna pay 280. We're either gonna win an extra 50 or an extra 30 on that 9, okay? Can also take this and go to the 6 and the 8 with it, right? We can play the 6 and the 8 out. Nice little simple, how do you do kind of play. And call this whole day a $300 win. So that's how we're gonna run it out. Just gonna run it out simple, take a small win, a good enough, a GED win, we call it, a good enough diploma. The good enough diploma. Here we go. Let's wind this thing out. Maybe that 6 and 8 turns into something cool, huh? Wouldn't it be nice? There is 6. Oh, by the way, all that said, I put the 250 back. Oh no, the 250 is out there, right? Is that what I did with it? I put the 250. Where did I put the 250 that I had set aside? I think I put it back in the bank. I think that 250 that I won on the come out roll, I put it back. That's why I'm like okay with this. I put it back in the bank. That's my fault. We had that 250 sitting there too, so we're totally good for profit today. Here we go. What was that one? What did I just roll? Oh, good Lord. Somebody in chat, what did I just roll? Yeah, I'm not seeing you guys. Please spin the 5-1. That's what it was, a 5-1. A 5-1. I forgot. I did forget you guys. Sorry about that. 5-1. All right. Yeah. I did forget. I was too busy talking. I forgot, Crapsy. Yeah. All right, here we go. Here we go. And let's lock it up again. Uh, 628. All right. 6-2. 6-2. 6-2. All right. That'll pay 35, obviously. And what we'll do is we'll grab the 5 for a quarter, and I'll grab the 10 for the 5, or for the 10. We'll just spread out for a roll or two here, and then we'll start just get on the collection train if we can. All righty, here we go. Oh, the dice kissed a little bit. That's a 5 though. Ooh. Lucky Lou. The 3-2-5 in the corner there. 3-2 and a 3-2. All right, that'll pay 35. Let's grab the 10, or the 4 rather, and I'll pocket a quarter here. And now we'll just start doing a little press collect, little baby press, baby collect kind of a thing here for a little while. Let me catch a coffee here. All right, here we go. They fluttered a lot. That you can't see it. There's a 3 here, and I can't really do the dealer thing where I push it forward, but it's behind the stack of whites back here. God, it's gonna be hard to pull it. It's a 5. I'm gonna get this thing out of here without messing it up. There you go. Look at that. I did it. There's a 5. 5, 3, 8. All right, 5, 3. There's that. There's the 5, 3. All right, that pays 35, of course. And I'll drop a nickel. We're gonna take it to 42 bucks. So I'll get whites for that nickel. Looks like 42. I'll take back a quarter and a couple of whites here. Just work these bets up to getting paid 50 for 1 as we go. There you go. It's got a better release this time. That throw was shit last time. I'm all in there, Jimmy. If you're in Crapsy, by the way, this is the last shooter. 1 shooter got it done. That's all we needed. 5, 2, 7. There's the 5-2. We'll end that on a little 9 roller. So we'll lose all what's up in the box. This don't down here is 250, so there's 250 from our losses just coming right on down there. Okay, and how's the whole day look? Well, we've got 2, 500, 6, 7, 700, 850. That's wrong. See, I knew I was wrong earlier. That 250 that I won earlier, I think I used it on the 9. my profit shouldn't be that. My profit should be this. I screwed that up. It's because we won the 305 earlier. That's what we should have had. This here, this 250 is the don't pass. So that's what we should be. We should be at 550 in profit. That's what it should have been. I screwed up. 550 today as the profito. That looks good to me. Awesome. Let's come back over here. I'm going to turn that light off so I can see y'all better. And let's come back over to here. Ooh. Slide you over. Put me on, and hello everybody. Now again, I will type that in later on. The old days when I did the daily paycheck, I would do the show, and then I would go back downstairs to my computer. I'd type all the numbers in, and then start this show up, and then hey, look, there's the new numbers. But right now, because it's going to be an instant transition, I really can't do that, right? So anyway, that can't happen. But so far, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good starting run right there today. We had a 10 roller. I'm actually going to transition in a minute and show you what I did last night during my first, and we'll talk about that in a minute. My first DI practice session didn't go well in terms of the production. I screwed some stuff up with the cameras, and my roll tracker was busted. My fault. So the show was just me shooting, but you can't see the kind of the string of numbers that I shot. But it was a pretty good one. It was a pretty good run last night. I'll show it to you here in a minute. But in the meantime, let's get to what's brewing here in the coffee run. There are a bunch of new craps channels out there. I put two of them here, right? Advantage Player Workshop. Will is a good dude. We talked on the phone. I love what he's doing with the channel. I told him, a lot of guys do DI stuff where they're teaching the grip and the throw and the blah, blah, blah. A lot of guys are doing the whole, if you can't shoot, you can't win thing. His channel's taken that same concept, I guess, right? But a different level or different version of the same thing, right? He's a good shooter, but he's talking about how he bets because how he shoots. It's an interesting watch. Like he's coming at it from a different angle, which I think we need, just a different voice. Dangerous Arm Craps is back. He took like 5 years off, and now he's back all of a sudden. There are other new craps channels out there. There's that Stinky Sweats channel or whatever the hell it's called. I want to know in chat, actually, who are you guys watching? Like, put it in chat now and just say, like, YT for YouTube, right? YT : and then, like, for example, I'll give you an example. You're going to do like a YT, color up, right? Whatever. Color up's not the actual channel you're probably watching. Give me a list of who you're watching now. Who are the new channels that have kind of caught your attention? And maybe put a little shout out as to why. I'll start watching some of those guys. And I know that Gargoyle is doing the same thing, calling guys out. I'd like to get a list of who you're watching besides the obvious, besides CEG, right? Color Up, myself, Jeremy, Jacob, and all of our cast of characters, Joe and everybody. Who is new that's come along and you go, wow, that's kind of interesting, right? Vegas Day Tripper, he's got 3,000 subscribers, so he's not new, but he's an up-and-comer, right? Go check out his channel. Yesterday, I'm going to spoil the alert because he does too. He in the video, dude, in your titles, don't put the answer in the title. But he got the mega ATS. He finally hit the ATS with $100 on it, which is pretty cool. 15K win. So go check that out. It's actually pretty cool. He's a pedal to the metal, all in kind of dude. So there it is, Vegas Day Tripper. Go watch that show. Chuck and Dice. Oh, haven't seen you in a while, man. Good to see you, dude. You're watching Bluff, high entertainment value. YT Bluff. Feels like craps. Okay, good. We'll go check that out. Little reminder here too. If you've got Dice Influence questions or here's the deal, things to ponder, go to the Coffee Run channel on Discord and add them in there for me, right? When I mean DI, not like how do you grip, I'm talking about like for my little blurb of Daily Dose of DI. If you have something you want to talk through with that, drop it in there for me, will you? I have a lot of things I want to just kind of do a quick 5 minutes on, but I'd love to know what you want to know, right? We did a couple so far from the audience, but please let me know. Let me know what you want me to talk about. All right. Let's see what else is happening here. Quick reminder of the schedule: the Casino Quest Bridge seminars, February 22nd, March 22nd. Casino Tiers. They're doing, I think, they're limiting it to 8 people. I think on Saturday the 23rd, or the 7th and Sunday, or the 8th and the 9th. It's Saturday and Sunday. I think it's 8 people per day is the limit of that seminar. So you want to get in on that, Go to casinotears.com for that. Big AZ, if you're a member of the Blue Wrench Crew, the Blue Wrench Crew meetup in Vegas is March 23rd to 28th, which means basically I'm going to go do the bridge seminar on Saturday and stay for the week and just kind of gamble with Big AZ and the crew that whole next week. That'll be hella fun. And then in May, getting ready for summertime, Brownwater Bash, Ed and the gang down in Biloxi. I will be there for that one for sure. I'll be there with Gargoyle and all the others, man. It's going to be really, really too fun. So that's the schedule that's coming up. Now, let's do a quick little DPC review. This is wrong, obviously, right? Now we're 12-4. I'm looking at the numbers up top. We're 12-4. We're up $3,000 because of today's win. So it's 12-4, $3,000. Average win is about 587 or so, something like that. We're just trucking along, right? Let's just stay at 75% win rate, right? If I can do that, man, I'm going to be super happy. As long as the wins or the losses don't come back to back, we're okay, right? If you can spread the losses out between the wins well enough, you'll be okay. So here's that. But I want to show you this. Last night, I started my DI practice last night. Finally got to, where I wanted to do, set my table up for it and track like a better grip camera, a better overhead kind of throw camera, and a better everything. Because Gargoyle wants to watch me throw and make some adjustments, and I'm tracking the numbers, and because Ed wants to see the numbers. And once I get to a book of 720, Ed will do a review in Bone Tracker with me, and we're gonna do it live. G's gonna adjust me live at night. Ed's gonna come on the show here and do a Bone Tracker review and kind of see what he sees with the dice, and that's it. So, but last night, of course, I couldn't really get. This is the right screen here. I couldn't really get the roll tracker board. So I want to show you what I did last night because I'm proud of it. And it gives me a chance to talk about something fun that I think is kind of fun. Let me switch over, I think, to this screen here. Can you see that? No, I don't want that one. I want the other one. I want to go here. Give me a second. Let's go here. That's a better view. All right. So here is last night's roll tracker. So I did one shooter last night. And you'll see it. One shooter, 31 rolls. Look at this shot, right? We hit the ATS, repeater 2, repeater 3, repeater 6, repeater 11, repeater 12. Not a bad first run, right? For 31 rolls. Now this is in only 1-7. I set a point and just kind of rocked the thing from here to Tipperary. Now, I show you this not to brag, but I show you this to remind everybody of one of our favorite mathematical concepts, or one of our least favorite concepts, which is variance, right? We talk about it all the time. In 36 rolls, you will never, ever, 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 apparently, according to the math guys, see a perfect 36. You'll never see a perfect pyramid 36 rolls in 36 rolls. It just doesn't happen. I forget what JB said, the infinitesimal amount. It's possible, but it's like so infinitesimal, it'll never happen. So we live in the variant. Now, Badlands is out here in chat talking enough about his trip to Valley Forge last night. I saw that on Skype this morning. I see him out here in chat too. Had a couple of good rolls back to back. Variance, right? You're not doing that every single time, right? Sometimes you're going to have a this followed by a PSO, and guess what? You're right back at the average, statistical average. But like he did last night, like Vegas Day Tripper did the day before, right? You make your money or you lose your money in the variant. When things go like this, you make a lot of money. When things go the opposite way, the casino makes a lot of money. It's an interesting concept. Mathematical concepts are interesting. Law of large numbers is a real thing, although you don't typically run into it. You live in this world most of the time. You live in the world where things don't always go according to plan. And they may go according to your plan, like last night's throws did, or may go according to their plan. Just be aware of that. Variance is a real thing. It's the everyday thing. Variance is the constant, actually, if you think about it. So be aware when stuff like this happens, right? Find a way to win, right? And it's a good roll, but it's not, even at 31 rolls, if you're thinking about what I did, I think I set 3 points last night. I think I set the point of, let's see, I had the 5 and the 8 were 2 points. In this roll, right, one of those 5s was collectible, right? One was me setting the point. I guess 2 of them. One was setting the point. One was the hit that made the point. One was a hit on the next point, right? The 6 was a good one that you could have pressed up on. The 8 was a point. So one of those 8s doesn't really count, right? The 11s, 12s, 2s, and 3s are fantastic if you're on a repeater table or if you're on a crapless table. If you're on a regular table, those numbers suck, right? Why so many 2s, 3s, 11s, and 12s, you might ask? Why, John, so many horn numbers? Well, here's why. And this is going to get us into the Daily Dose of DI. I'm going to go switch back to the other screen here and talk about why did I throw 2 2s, 4 3s, 3 11s, and 3 12s. That's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of my 30 throws were horn numbers. Why? Because I stacked the ones, right? You'll notice in that show when you watch it, I set the hard ways. I actually set, I like the 4s on top rather. I like this. I like the 4s on top and the 2s facing me. That's my favorite way, right? And then I roll them up. So I go from here, I roll it up, and I'm looking at 1s. Can you see those? I'm not sure if you can see them or not, but they're, and that light's kind of bright. Anyway, there's the 1s. When I stack the 1s and I spin the dice and they're doing what they ought to do, one or the other die ought to stay on a 1 or flip over a couple times and I catch a 6, right? Aces, midnights, 11s, and ace deuces are all made up of 1s and 6s. So that tells you that my dice were doing a pretty good thing last night. They were actually rotating, or not rotate, they were hitting and sticking most of the night. I got a high cluster in this variant of 1s and 6s. And if you take a look here again, we'll go back to this. One of the stats that I measure, if I can find it for you, I think it's down the bottom, right there, face control. See the face control? I'm going to zoom into that a little bit because it's an interesting one, right? Look at that. The top die stuck 11 times on a 1, right? I had a 1 on top 11 times. It's 13% more than it should have happened. Okay, the bottom die only worked 5. The bottom die was the one that was skittering around more than the top. The top die, look at that. The top die was either a 1 or a 6 11 times. Overall, the bottom or top working out for me, 7.6%. That's the thing I'm looking for. When I'm doing this chopper toss, that's what I care about, the tops and bottoms. How often can I keep those things in play? Last night, the top was cooking for me. It was a 1 or a 6 almost every single time. It's crazy, right? That's an interesting piece of the math or of the statistic. And I think that is what I was looking for. And the question I ask in the Daily Dose DI is, do casinos care about any of this stuff, right? Do they care even one little tiny bit about what we're trying to do? Went the wrong way there. I don't think they do. You know what I mean? I don't think they do. They don't care until they care, right? And here's why I say it like this. This is going to sound a little weird, but there wouldn't be, we say this a lot, there wouldn't be the countermeasures, right? You wouldn't have the diamonds, right? You wouldn't have rules that say you must hit the back wall. You go to a cruise ship, they're like militant about you got to hit the back wall. Then the back wall, it's no roll, right? They need the dice to hit the back wall to scramble them, right? That is the countermeasure, and that tells you all you need to know. You can talk about the surface, the height, all the other variables, right? There's no two tables built the same, right? The decks are different heights, they're different widths, there's different bouncy surfaces, there's roadblocks sometimes, but they all have the diamonds. And even the diamonds aren't the same, right? Some diamonds are new and bouncy, some diamonds are hard as a rock, some diamonds are 5 high, some are 7 high, some are 9 high. There's different numbers of diamonds. Everything out there is a variable, and they make you use all the variables. You have to throw, they have to hit the back wall, or nothing counts. That's only a rule because they know if they didn't have that rule, you could do it. One of my throws today, if you noticed it, was a spinner shot. Neither die hit the back wall, and one of the dice stayed up. On the one die never rolled over. It landed and it stuck where it was, right? That you can do that. David from Casino Quest will tell you a story that didn't happen long ago, right before the big AZ Blue Orange Crew meetup. We were supposed to be filming at Palace Station. Why didn't we film at Palace Station? right? Why didn't we film there? Because a dice influence crew came through, and on the roll to win table, which is next to the real craps tables, that's the acrylic surface top table, right? They had a dealer who wasn't paying attention. They were doing their shot, and on that table, you can stop the dice dead. And they figured out how to beat that table with just kissing the bottom of the back wall. They hit the back wall, but they kissed the bottom of it. Or they missed it, and the person who was dealing, who was probably a slot attendant, didn't give a damn. And they took him for $250 between 5 different casinos. They made $250,000 over 5 casinos by DIing the shit out of that table. Again, that's proof to me that the back wall's there for a reason, right? If it wasn't there, you could beat it. Now, do they care? No, because they know they have the back wall, right? Pit bosses, they'll all chuckle at you guys are idiots. And when you're setting the dice, they kind of roll their eyes. And they do all because they know that the back wall is going to scramble. Whatever you're doing, it's going to scramble it. Now, you can impart a little bit of will here and there, but you're stuck with that thing. So they don't really care. That said, the new trend that we're seeing now, besides the back wall, is no setting. Have you seen these signs, right? Apparently, the whole state of Colorado, every casino will not let you set the dice, to the point where you can't even, if they come back to like this and you just do this while you're, these are big dice, right? But if you just kind of, when they come back, if you just do this and pick them up, they yell at you. David was saying, he said, I wanted to see what they would do if they're really adamant about it. The dice came to him. He literally rolled the dice over and picked him up, and the guy screamed at him, the pit boss, that you can't set the dice. You can't even set the dice in Colorado. Now, they have the back wall. They have the bounty table. Why is that a rule? That's not a rule that is saving them any time to get them more rolls per hour. That's just, you can't set the dice because we think you're doing something, okay? The more of that I see, the more legitimacy I think it adds to the thing, and the more fuel it adds to the fire, right? I think the back wall is enough. But the fact that you can't just do this and pick them up, to me, is screaming that they do care more than they ought to, or more than they're letting on. So anyway, I wonder if word got out about that crew, and everybody's panicking now. So it's just interesting. I still, like I said, believe you can control up to contact, and after that, it's here, right? Hopefully you set them up for success, right? But the back wall, they count it, and that's why they really don't care. But maybe they do, just a little bit, right? What do you think? All right, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about one of my favorite things before I do some hybrid work. This is this concept of get them on, get them over, get them in, recover, replace, reap, and goal tiers. Okay, talking about phased play, and you'll see some of that hopefully today when I'm doing the hybrid comparisons. Okay, this is stuff that's talked about a lot. I've been saying get them on, get them over, get them in for 5 years now. You've been hearing me say this forever. I call it the 3-phase play, right? Get them on means get your money back off the table. Get them over means bring some profit back, likely equal to what you had out there, right? If I'm out there for 64 across, I want to make $64 to get that shit back in my rack, recover my money, right? I want to make another $64 that I can lock up as profit. I want to make another $64 and then start going. Get them on, get them over, get them in. It's how I'm a baseball guy. That's how I phrase it. Brian from Holy Roller does this. Recover, get your money back. Replace, earn back another bullet. So if you bullet $64, get your $64 back, replace the bullet with another one, and then start going, right? It's the same idea. Get your money back, get a new bullet, start playing. That new bullet, by the way, is 100% profit. You're out there $64 and you bring $64 back to your rack and you've recovered. You've gotten your initial money back in your rack. Remember, at that point in time, you've made 100% profit on the shooter. If you pull your money back, you've made 100% profit. If you took 64 and made 64, 100% profit. If you leave it out there for phase 2 and make another 64, now you've locked up 100% profit on that shooter. You got your money back plus another whole bullet. You've got 100% profit in the rack and another 100% profit sitting out there. And that's when you give yourself permission to go. David at Casino Quest calls this goal tiers, right? It's all the same thing. Get your money back, lock up something meaningful, and then hit the frickin' hammer, right? Most strategies that CQ puts out are designed to hit the hammer, most of them out of the gate. They've got a few that are regressions, like the squeeze play and stuff like that. Most of us talk about this way here, right? Get them on, get your money back, get them over, reap in that, or bring in that profit and lock it in. Now you're good. Then you get them in. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Again, I've been talking about it. Brian's talking about it. David's talking about it. Methinks there's something to this concept of tiering your play and not just putting 64 bucks or 96 bucks or 160 out there and just going pedal to the floor from the first roll. I think it's a dangerous way to play. That's why we talk about this stuff. So when I do get aggressive and I have my aggressive streaks, and you've played with me, Dan, you know I've got an aggressive streak in me. When do I do it? After I'm even. Everything I'm doing is trying to get myself even and then give myself the green light. When I'm playing with friends, I don't really do the get them over thing. I kind of get my money back and then I just rip it, right? That's my more group casino play idea. I'm aggressive more early when I'm out there. But generally speaking, this is the way. There's something to this way of playing. So just think through that. When you're playing in your head, where am I in this? Am I in recovery mode of my bankroll? Am I in replacement mode, new bullet, or am I in reap mode, hammer time? Up to you, right? Here we go. Let's go to the table. I want to go and do a little bit of hybrid, a little bit of hybrid this versus that today. A little bit throw down Thursday. So let me get to my. We'll go to this box view here. I'm going to turn the light back on again too, so you can see it better. And I'll do a little. I'll roll them out in front of me. I won't do like big rolls, but let's get a rack out there and let's do a couple of guys playing a couple of ways here, and we'll do of course. Let's just go $1,000 per player. We'll do $1,000 a player. Let's do like 500 in black, and we'll do 500 in green. We'll get a stack of black and a stack of green for each guy. I think that's about. Is that right? Let's see if I got that right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at me. Look at the dealer pulling out a perfect stack of greens. How about that? Let's get one more of those. You can almost feel it. There's one extra in your palms where it is. All right, here we go. We'll put one guy in front here. Let's get this stick like this. We'll put one guy in the back, and I'll play them front and back as best as I can. And here we go. So I played with Dan this weekend, and Dan does a $50. Put Dan in the front. Dan does a $50 don't pass. Okay. Jacob takes his don't pass at 10% of his bankroll. So he'll do $100 don't pass. I'll put Jacob over here. Okay. So Dan and Jacob, they're both going to go across in the end. What Jacob is going to do though, he's going to take $100 and put it over here, and that's going to be his next. You guys can see it, right? That'll be his next don't pass. We're going to build that thing up as we go. We're going to leverage our wins to build up the size of our next don't pass. He's also going to go out here at about $100 in play, depending on the number. Dan's going to go 66 inside, regardless of what the point is. 66 inside, okay, and play it out. Now, he will go 66 this way or 66 this way. It's not always inside. He's, generally speaking, he's covering the point. You'll see what I mean by that. Let's get a number and play it out. We got a 10. Trust me, I'm not gonna cheat the numbers. Trust me. 6, 4, 10. All right. So for Jacob, we'll do Jacob first. Jacob's in the back. He's gonna go across for whatever he has left for about $100. Okay. So what that looks like for him probably is going to be $15 per spot, maybe 24 in the 6 and 8. So we'll take $100 out of Jacob's rack. We're going to get that in his reds. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 5. Okay, there's just $100 in reds. And we'll put him in the back rack. So 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. 25 left. Let's go here. Let's go $20 on the 5 and 9. And I'll take the $15 and we'll make the 6 and 8 look like, let's see, 20. Did I do that wrong? 12 and 12. I did that totally wrong. It should be 24. What am I doing here? Right? 20. That would be 88 inside. 88 98. I had a nickel in the wrong spot. It's my fault. Maybe 24 and 24. There we go. All right, so we got 88 inside, 98 with the 4. $2 change. So that's Jacob. He's doing that. Dan is going to do a simple 66, including the point. So we'll take 75 out of Dan's rack, and we'll get $9 change. And there's that. I'll put the change over here on their racks. And Dan's going to go 66, but from here, like so. Get some reds from my rack. There's Dan's bet. So 66, but not inside. He's covering the point, and he's going to go this way or that way. Might be inside, depending where the point. And he's going to try and get 2 hits and run. 2 hits, and he pulls his don't. Here we go. Let's play it out and see what happens. We got a 5. 4 and a 1. That's a 5. So Dan, not much happened in there. Jacob, however, is going to get paid $28. I'm going to pay him in reds, 25, 28 bucks. What we're going to do here is we're going to try and do it the thing with thirds if we can. We'll take the whites, not worry about the whites for right now. We'll take and put some of that back onto the 5. Make the 5 look like 25, 30. I'll take 15 bucks over here. We'll put $10 on the next don't, and I'll put $5 over here in the save it for later pile. Dan needs 2 hits to get out. There's the 7. So what happens is this, right? Dan will lose a little bit. He's okay with that, right? He's going to lose the 66, but he's going to win 50, right? So there's a $16 diff on this deal, and that's fine. I'm going to leave 66 bucks over here for myself for later. I'll just make that his play. So same bet for Dan, next shooter, okay? Jacob, same deal, right? He's going to basically lose $98. We'll take all this down. God, I hate doing this with red and white chips. It's a pain in the ass, isn't it? But win 100 on that don't. And that comes back to his rack. Next don't pass is only $110. So he doesn't really get a whole lot of juice out of that first roll. So the next bets can be $10 higher. Big deal. But that's the leverage, right, that he's using. There's a 9. 6, 3, 9. Let's slide that puck over. We'll do the same thing. Now, again, Dan here can go inside 66. So he's going to drop 75. He'll drop 76, actually. He dropped 76 bucks. Give me 66 on the inside, please. He'll get 10 change for that. There's the 10 change. And we'll get him out there. We'll do 66. Here we go. 66 for Dan. Dan's in the front, right? Yeah, Dan's in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here we go. 66 bucks for Dan. Now, Jacob with 110 can go 110 inside. With a point of 9, he can go across, right? So let's take $125 out of his rack. Okay. We are going to go. Let's do that. Let's go 110, not including the point. So we'll take $100. There's 85, 95, 100. We'll get the 4, not the 10. So there's 85, 100. Well, yeah, 110. There's the 110. He's across 110. A little bit lighter on the 10 than the 4. Big deal. Here we go. Jacob's leveraged up a little bit by $10. Next don't pass is going to be pulled out. And here we go. 9. Is that the buckshot? Is that the buckshot, baby? That hurts everybody. The 9 hurts everybody. Dan, interestingly enough, loses the don't, right? But gets paid on that 9, $28. So of his $50 loss, he's getting a quarter of that back. He's getting some of that back. So again, he's had the 2 worst possible cases. He's had a PSO, essentially, with no hits, and a buckshot. So Dan's going to be basically out for now. We'll take this back over to his rack. He'll go back up for a new 50 bucks. Okay. Jacob's going to win 110, lose 110. No harm, no foul. Or I'm sorry, he just loses the 110. So in this case, he's going to restart, right? I think Jacob does a restart from the base level. So come out again. I'll leave the bets out here. We'll move them around once I get a point. Okay, there's another 9. So right back to the 9. Everything's the same except for Jacob's deal, he has 110 out here. So I got to take $10 off. I'm just going to remove the 4, or I'll remove the 10. That makes us an even 100. It's the best I can really do. That's Jacob's money. All right, here we go. Next don't. Let's have no buckshot. And let's have no immediate. Oh, God. Frickin' 7 right away. Jeez, a loot, Johnny. Again, Dan loses 66. Jeez. He wins the 50. My goodness gracious. He wins 50. So he's going to go out again with a new 50. And a new 66 in a minute. Jacob is a straight up tie. So that goes away. That stays there. He never even uses that one. PSO. Boy. Can I throw or can I throw here, right? There's an 8. All right. Different point finally. That's cool. There's the 8. All right. Dan again. 75, 76. 10 change. He's going to go 66 somewhere. The point's in the middle. Right back to it. 66 inside. Let's try and get something a little bit different to happen here, huh? All right, Jacob, again, $100. We'll leave him right where he is. Actually, the point's 8. So what he does here is this. He actually makes that an iron cross. Takes the 8 off. And what he'll do is he'll make an iron cross out of the 5, 6, and the field. So we'll take this $30 here. And let's do it like this. Let's take it as reds for that quarter. Let's go 35 here. Let's make this look like 42. And the extra 5 in the field. All right, so Jacob's going to play a little iron cross when the point is on the inside. Dan's going to just hope for the best. Jacob still has another don't pass sitting there. And let's get more than one damn roll, huh? Here we go. That was a 2 that rolled on me. Aces. That's cool. He's got 20 out there. That's going to pay $40. Nice, right? Let's take this and make the 5 look like a quarter. Make that a little bit of a better win for us. We'll take the $30. We'll put 25 on the next don't and 5 for safekeeping. Oh, and Dan. Dan is, I got these backwards. Sorry. That should be, what did I do here? Dan should have been here. Hold on. That's, God, what did I do? I screwed that all up. That $21 is Dan's. Sorry, $21 goes to Dan. My bad. Same bet. One hit, same bet. Jacob had 25 on there. I gotta fix that. Take that money out of his rack. Sorry guys, Jacob had. Oh, that was aces. What am I doing? God, I'm fine. I'm fine. God, what a dip. What a dip in the road. We're all good. I just put the money in the wrong spot. That's all. I took the 40. I should be here. This should be 35, 25, and 10. Yeah, I did it right. All right, next roll. Let's do it again. I rolled an 11, but I got sidetracked. Here we go. I'll roll a new one. 5. Now we got a 5. Oh my goodness. All right, Danny, $21. $21 for Danny, and Danny's done. So what Dan does, turn the bets off, and pull the don't. That's Dan's move. Bets are off. Pull the don't. We'll move the $66 around on the next shooter. Jacob loses 20, wins 49. 20 goes back. And here, with the $29, I'm going to keep the $4 aside. I'll take this $25 as reds, and we'll take and split it up. We'll put 10 to the next don't, and we'll put 15 aside. And we got an 8 hard. 8 hard, 8 hard, 8 hard. That is the point. Not good for Jacob. Not good for Dan, because Dan doesn't care. He's off. This just goes away. Jacob loses the don't. Now here's going to be where things change a little bit, right? Dan's back out for $50, new shooter. Jacob's now out for 135. Bigger don't, which changes the levels up here, right? These are going to change. I'm going to bring this back to my rack, and we'll adjust that in a minute. All right, there's an 8. Again, the point's going to be another 8. 5 tray. Dan, now he's back on. Same bets. All good. Jacob, now with this, the iron cross now 5-6 in field, he has 135 to work with, okay, which changes things a tad bit, right? Because he can go 50 and here, right? 50 and 60. That's 110. He has 135 out there, which means he can put a quarter out there in the field. So let's take some of these reds out of here. Make that a quarter. So his iron cross got bigger. Because that's bigger, this is bigger. These are paying $70 and a quarter out there. So he should be able to, hopefully on a couple of rolls here, make good money, unless we get a 7. There's a 5, 4, 9. So Dan, $21. That's hit 1 for him. Same bet. Into the rack, same bet. Jacob just wins a quarter. Okay, we'll take that quarter, next don't pass, and what I'll do with the quarter is this. We'll take it as nickels. $3. That's easy. Easy split right there. We can grab a number with it, right? We can take this and say, you know what, now we've got this, right? I can put 25 on the next don't for Jacob and take this 25 and grab the 9 with it, and now we'll have a double shot out there. Okay, we'll do it like that. Dice Dr. Dan is going to get paid $21 and turn his bets off. So twice in a row, he's gotten the shooters out. I'm gonna color him up a little bit here because he's got way too many reds in his rack. Let's get Dan some greens. 1, 2, 3, 4 greens. That's awesome. Good job, Danny. All right, here we go. Dan's off. He got his 2 hits on 2 shooters in a row, 2 times in a row, 2 hits. Beauteous. Here we go. Jacob is going to same bet his way into oblivion here, right? There's a 10, a 5, and a 5. That's $25. Okay. Let's go ahead and take that $25. Let's make our 9 look like 35, so it pays $50. We'll take 3 units and put them to the next don't. I'm just going to randomly split the money around, all right? There's a 4, 3, and a 1. Pays $25. And again, we'll take it as reds. Let's pick up the 4. Let's profit the 10 that time. How about a 9, shooter? 5 will work. 5 will work. We'll lose a quarter, but we're going to win 70. Let's put a quarter back in the field. Let's pick up our 10. Let's put the $20. 10 to the next don't. 10 to the profit. 5. 3, 2, 5. Okay, that pays again $70. We lose the field. Put that back, and I'll make the 5 now. Actually, let's pick up the 10. We'll put $20 on the 10. $25. I'll put that to the next don't, but I'll take $10 and save it over here. So we put 15 to the next don't. 6 hard. Stay off that 8, baby. Stay off that 8. 6 hard. That's awesome. Lose 25. We're going to win 70. We can do, we'll do 75 for 5, actually. We'll take a nickel out here. 75 for 5. And that's easy, right? 1 there, 1 here, and 1 here. We're not going to press. 8, there's the point. So we get whacked on the don't again. Dan doesn't care. Jacob does lose those. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan. I should have pulled your don't. Dan pulls the don't. I should have pulled Dan's don't. Dan does not lose that. His don't comes down. So he's safe. Okay. Now, let's see where we're at here. Jacob's going to have a big don't coming up. We'll do the last shooter. Let's be the last shooter. He's got $215 on that don't this time. 215 coming out, which means much bigger bets on the leverage play. Dan's got his quarters. And here we go. Let's catch a point. 11, yo. Boy, doesn't that suck. Doesn't that suck? You get that nice big ass don't out there and you burn it on the come out. Oh my God, Jacob, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Replace down at the base level. Ugh. How gross is that? Man, that would have been so cool, right? 314. What a bummer, man. What a freaking bummer. All right, the 4 is here. So Dan's going to do this. He's going to basically go across or inside that way. Okay, he's got $66 from the point forward here. Jacob only has $100 to play with now. So, and the point is 4. It's an iron cross. So he's going to go take all this money back down. Not iron cross. He's going to go across for 96 basically. We'll do 3 units. I'll do 3 like this. We'll do across this way. We'll keep it simple. So it's 15, 30, 45, and 50, $95 across. So he's gonna take the rest of this back to his rack. This is the last shooter, so there won't be another don't coming up. It's all profit from this point. So he's 95 versus 100. That's a bummer, man. God, losing that don't really sucks. There's a 7. So everybody gets planked. That would have been on for Dan. Everybody loses on the PSO anyway. It would have been sweet to have had that big ass bet out there. But hell, let's see what happens, right? People say that hybrids play not to win, right? We've had enough 7s here. We should have won money on the 7s, but we didn't because they came too quick. We were basically tied off on all these hybrid bets. They're all just kind of tied off at the top. A lot of zeros out there. There's a 50 and 100. And we'll see who did what over here. Let's bring Dan's money back first. Dan has 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 in black. 1, 2, 3, 450, 464. 464. Dan loses $36. Dan's negative 36, Danny. Sorry about that. I'll put that out here. 25, 35. $36 in the come. That's your loss. I have a feeling Jacob lost a lot more than that. I got a feeling Jacob got hammered over here. Unfortunately, not quality rolls. And the one time we had a chance, we blew the chance. There's 500. That's $100. There's 600. Boy, not good rolling today. There's a $5 in whites. There's a 25. 2, 3. There's 75, 100. So Jacob has 724. So his net loss is $276. So he's down 275. He's down 276. So ass kicking today. That come out 11 really hurt. That come out 11 hurt both players. That would have put Dan in profit for sure with 100 and or whatever that was, 200 and change out there for Jacob. That's the difference, right? That $215 we lost in that come out 11 is this. Essentially, he would have been up 2, right? That come out 11 is the thing. On the don't, man, oh man, that come out is a bitch. You can have all the PSOs you want, but your come out losers are soul crushing, aren't they? My goodness gracious. Let's go back over here. Turn the light off and come back. I was talking to David quite a bit this weekend, and he's like, don't players, what happens is this, right? Don't players, and I think we can all agree with this, right? Because I've played the don't most of my life. I do hybrid-y kind of things, right? I do the horseman, that kind of thing. And you're right, you really don't win a lot. Most of the time, you're playing the don't to tie. It's so hard to get that don't pass bet through, right? That when you tie, it's like you got to take advantage of it when it comes through. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just going to tie. I think an interesting thing to think about would be to do what we just did, but half size it. So if you're $100 on the don't, Go out there at 50 bucks or 75 bucks. Make sure the don't pass has some juice out of the gate instead of going 1 for 1. Maybe we're playing it a little too tight. So all those PSOs would have profited instead of tying. Helps a little bit, mitigate some of the things. But the problem is that come out. You get burned on an 11 on a come out, especially when you finally get your don't pass bet nice and high and you get torched like that, it just goes away, you know? And so the don't players can grind, get whacked. Grind, get whacked. And it's a tough road to hoe sometimes, right? Anyway, that's it. That's what I got. I'm going to go here and remind you of a couple things. Every time we play, it's good to get the reminder, right? Have a goal, understand your strategy that you're going to play and practice the hell out of it. Have enough bankroll to play your strategy and handle your losses. Be in a good state of mind, right? Clean mind if you can do it. Be disciplined. Stick to your way of playing. Understand your goals. Walk when it's time to walk, right? And again, the way that David frames all this is this. Bankroll is the leader. Really be in touch with your risk appetite or your risk aversion, right? Identify opportunity when it arises and hit it, right? This strategy here is all same betting. There's no real hammering opportunity. It's really about trying to play the long game, if you think about it, right? Play at the right spot. And again, keep your emotions in check and understand your emotional state. That's a very important thing. So with all that said, let's go to Q&A here and let me see what I got. If y'all know the rules by now, there should be PCs and Qs out there. Otherwise, I'm not going to see them. So I'm going to go ahead and search now for the letter Q in the chats. And let's see. Dice Dr. Dan says, question, would a Colorado casino let you stack the dice? I do not know if they would or not. You know, there's only a handful of us that throw it that way. I have no idea if they let you stack the dice. They won't let you set them. Now, I don't see a reason why you couldn't just take the dice and do this so you can grab them. If you can take the dice as they come to you and pick them up this way, why couldn't you pick them up this way? There's no difference there, right? I don't think. But who knows? If they won't let you, do this, who the hell knows? That seems to me pretty squirrely, right? Let's see. Duracell 8. Oh, there's the Q. That's why the Q found, because it will recruit. You say any opening theory in craps, I believe, should incorporate the strategy of getting out of the hand quickly. Then anything is possible. That's your three-phase play. Get out quick. Get out quick. And remember, I can't say it enough. Getting out of the hand is 100% profit, right? It's worth a look at this, right? It's worth a look. If you're just going to go 6 and 8 for 30 bucks, and that's your entire play, that's fine, right? If one of them pays 35, right, and another one pays 35, you hit 2 of them, and you stop playing and you pull your bets down, there's what you started with. There is 100% profit plus a little juice. Right? That's 100% profit. Just saying, hey, look, I'm out of the hand. And a lot of people do is go, look, I'm out of the hand. Got my money back. I got $10 in profit and I'm playing safe. Right? A lot of us look at that situation as I got my money back. I'm out of the hand. I have a little bit of profit. I'm really happy about that. And I'm still playing. In reality, you've just earned 100%. That's like buying a house for $1 million, living for a year, and selling it for $2 million. That's exactly what you just did. That's really hard to do. In any aspect of life, that's impossible to do. Here, we do this every day. Every time you're out of the hand, you're up 100%. Don't ever forget that. There's no shame in doing what Dan does. 2 hits, off. 2 hits, off. 2 hits, off. There's no shame in that because you're making 100% profit on a given shooter. That's an okay place to be. It's an okay place. I'm never going to get on you for that. Some people will that are opportunity or bust people, and I get it. I can be aggressive too, but that's really an important aspect of all this to never forget. All right, what else do we have here? Overthinking Craps is going for 7 on the come out is the best when there's no bonus bets involved. Talking about DI stuff, right? I agree going for the come out 7 is best. Then there are those that will still chase the long roll in the box. If you can snipe a number, snipe the 7, right? and work the come out game and hammer that damn thing. Nemo says also, I'm starting to toss aces up with 2s on the left, 3s on the right. It doesn't matter what's left or right as long as they're even, right? As long as when your aces are up like this, you have hard ways on the sides. Am I doing it wrong? There we go. You have hard ways around the sides. That's all you want. Aces up, hard ways on the side. Doesn't matter what's facing you, right? Because you're going to spin them anyway. But keep them consistent. Let's see. Dice Dr. Dan says, let's see. There are lots of parts of Jacobs that I will incorporate. Yeah, Jacob's got some good theory in there, right? I think it's about sizing. What's interesting is Jacob has got $100 in the don't, $100 in play. Dan's got 50 on the don't, 66 in play. He's over leveraged on the right side, right? He's accepting the fact that a buckshot's going to cost him $16, or the seven's going to cost him. I think the seven cost him $16. The buckshot cost him like 20. That's okay, right? Jacob, I think, is over. The way I'm playing Jacob's way is overextending the right side. There's a butter zone in how big the don't is and how big the bets ought to be to make it so that the seven brings you a little something back, and the buildup makes interesting. Let's see. Old number 7, Bob. I did see your email. I went through it last night. I got to check the spreadsheet out today. Between work stuff, I'll get to that for sure. So Bob's got an interesting way of approaching the game. Bob's a real hardcore math guy who's always looking to play this game with an advantage, which means, by the way, when you're doing an advantage play, you really got to do like the card counters. You're playing for rolls per hour, long series of results. I think Bob plays to 150 resolutions, right? Not 150 rolls, 150 bets resolved. On the don't pass, that can take, a weekend. But that's how he looks at the game. Bob's looking at it from the long term, which I think is interesting. So, all right, I don't see any more questions, any more PC comments. What'd you guys put in there for YouTube, for the YT thing? Color Up was mine. Crash Measure Bluff was recommended, and so far that's it. So, so far I have to watch Bluff is the one guy I'm not watching. So anybody else you want me to watch, get in there. If you've got, again, DI, Daily Dose of DI, topics for me to kind of expound on. If you've got a here's the deal kind of a question you want me to ask the group tomorrow, you let me know. Go to Discord, pop in there, and I'll get to them. We'll start adding them in. So tomorrow going to be Friday Follies. I don't know what I'm going to play yet, but we'll do a little or tomorrow's Thursday, right? Thursday is going to be the throwdown. We'll do a here's the deal tomorrow, leading in the next week. I didn't see anybody come back though. Nobody came back with a video response to last week's here's the deal. So hopefully YouTubers pick up on that. Anyway, I'm out, guys. Have a good rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you all. Bye.